In the contemporary African society, the elderly are mostly regarded as being among the less privileged in the society in terms of provision of basic needs of care and love by either friends or family. As a result of this, they are mostly left in the hands and in the mercies of humanitarian organizations or well-meaning individuals who take it upon themselves to provide for this group of people. It is against this backdrop that a non-governmental organization, Mission to Elderly, is seeking to bridge this gap and achieve fundamental change in the lives of all older people by empowering them to take charge of their health through a free medical outreach. The founder and convener of the Mission to Elderlies Project, Amara Frances Chizoba, and her team of medical experts directed these tours to Afikpo community in Afikpo local government area and Ubru community in Ohozara local government area, both in Ebonyi State, Nigeria, to bring succor to old people living in the communities. Some of the areas treated by the project included general medical diagnosis, eye care, distribution of free eyeglasses and mosquito nets, physiotherapy, checking of blood pressure, sugar level, social welfare, and much more. The Mission to the Elderlies Project is divided into two community-based directory projects and hospital-based directory projects, where services are provided for the elderlies above 55 years of age. The outreach, which is expected to be a global phenomenon, is presently covering the 5 eastern states in Nigeria and with time is expected to be extended to other parts of the country and Africa generally.
So today I gave me both Nenega, Nyakwago, then Ndianya, and Yakwagi, Ugabanya, then I see to seek especially Mercy Friday. You wake up to take it. So I can enroll into community-based insurance scheme. Okay? So you have the first step of you with the more things that are good for the elderly in this community. All first step you can take here. So I'm very happy and glad that Nunu Pota. Nunu no. Oh? No, biko ka. Oh, jokwa.
Let your power flow in this place. Let your healing come in this place. I call for signs and wonders in this place. Let your presence show in this place. Oh, yeah. Anointing, follow me. Your mercy will I speak. Just like the days when power packed the sea. Your power remains the same. Yes, you never change. Fi agbára rẹ̀ hàn. Fi agbára rẹ̀ hàn. Fi agbára rẹ̀ hàn. Oyoma. Fi agbára rẹ̀ hàn. Fi agbára rẹ̀ hàn. Fi agbára rẹ̀ hàn. I depend on you. Your covenant is sure. Yes, you never change. tán. Ìwọ la torí ṣe, ìwọ la tó fara sí. Raise your voice, Lion of the tribe of Judah. Your power back the water. You alone, you alive. You're able, you're faithful. Covenant keeping God. You're the essence of it. You're the essence.
Some of the beneficiaries of this project, while appreciating the gesture, prayed for God's continuous blessings on the convener of the project and her team, and also appealed to governments at all levels in Nigeria to take a cue from what the Mission to Elderlies Project is doing to alleviate the suffering of the old people in Nigerian communities who cannot help themselves.
I am one of the beneficiaries. As I am today, I have been examined both my complaints, BP and diabetes, and also eye problem. 3 of them together, and also I have malaria in me. So 3 of them have been given drugs.
Manjije atukuku metuku awo no no wuje mana hu ode meduwe ikperi ede mama ana mekelunu no basiru aru unu ga na iru ni sezinulu unu numu unu mana nna gị na negi Chineke debe wondo na hisike. Amen.
It's a thing of great joy that a mission could come with such projects, and we quite appreciate the actions and the issue, indicating that I feel very, very excited to be among the beneficiaries of this same program. And I feel like I've done now by disseminating information to my people. A lot of them should come out and receive this type of thing and pray to God that they should give more effort, more opportunity and ability to these fine people who have organized this issue. And will continue to glorify God for the kind gesture.
Over time, the project is expected to go into partnerships that will help it establish a geriatric clinics in different hospitals and communities across Africa under the partnership of National Health Insurance Scheme. Presently, the project is being supported by Geriatric Care and Vulnerable Support Initiative and a host of other partners.
We have also support from the Center for Clinical Care and Clinical Research Nigeria. We also have support from Dominion City. We have support from Renewal Construction Company, the RCC, Abakaliki, that we heard about. Is also one person that has supported this project.
What informed your decision to organize this kind of project or to delve into this area?
Okay, like I said, I have passion for elderlies. One time I was watching an elderly person cross the road, trying to cross the road. I was upstairs, so watching an elderly person trying to cross the road, nobody, no assistance. So I actually watched her and say, her, stand there for over 20 minutes, looking for somebody to help her cross. So in that process, it occurred to me, I love this group of people. I could have come down to help her cross the road. So I thought about it. So that's just that little assistance is something that could go bigger. Just trying to help an elderly person cross the road can go bigger to helping them in terms of their health and other parts of the needs that they will have. So it's well passion, actually. Basically, we've done Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, next is Chizoba. And we have a project for Delta. So it's a project that covers from Nigeria. It's beyond just different states or different locations. As long as there is an elderly person anywhere, it works to reach out to them. And beyond just that, Nigeria. We also want to get into other African countries. We want to use a sample of what we have here to be an evidence of strategies that work.
Geriatrics has been my life. My experience, my parents, my parental background, and my whole life has been geriatrics. I actually am running an MT of this NGO, Geriatric Care and Vulnerable Support Initiative. I am into geriatrics. I make sure I take care of the old, try to help them survive, try to help them get elongated lifespan and things like that. So that's exactly what I do.
The medical examinations were intensive as patients were diagnosed with different health conditions and provided assistance.
Obudu Musa, I told you, Memmo hyper, the Memmo HIV, the Memmo Brangbanian, I hold them man and Nakorish. I'm not on Mamma Basai and Ajian email. Maka and Wafutaran and Dean Sonny named Buddies, Mayor, Chineke, Chalation on a Hifoma, Naha Jesus. Amen.
Doing very fine. And go what you people please. I hope na sanyo so they will batala anye shive nubu. Na ngbanwa aduo na ohoza. Nke mbo na mandi nke Chineke iwebata ehwike na ohozara anyị. Obu na asomuso ihe nnene. N'ihi na anyị ji ọṅụ na-ana onye na-ana ọnụ owere ọṅụ na-ana na-ebidowo inekọta ndị ọgaranya imesa ehụ na-agbasi ike n'ọba ive anyị na-aṅụrị ọṅụ a na-afụ maka ahụike ndị ọgaranya ndị na-aka nka na ọha ọzara na Ebonyi steeti se ha bụrụ ndị nna-eshi ike na nka ha ọ bụ ndị na-ama ha ruru n'ihi na ewebatawola anyị ahụike
ha na-aṅụrị m ekerekwu n'ụlọ nwunye Jehovah ekwegozi n'aha Jizọs onye ike ezinụlọ niile ọfụ nne mbata n'ụkwa ngozi ngozi ndị unu n'ụkwa ngozi ngozi n'aka nri ngozi n'aka ekpe ngozi n'ọfụ ngozi n'amata n'aha Jizọs
Obu m na-asọrọ rịpọtọ n'ihi na Chineke onye nwere uru bịa mere anyị bụ ọma Chineke ji gozi ugbo 100 times. May the Lord be with all of you in Jesus' name. I'm so happy. I'm so glad.
Some members of the project speak on the prevalent ailments found in the two communities and measures taken to treat the diseases.
I've dealt mostly with arthritis. I've also had to see a lot of patients who complain about they have some eye issues. Some of them they feel as if there's an object in their eyes. That's a pterygium. So those ones will require just a minor surgical operation to just get the vision off. Then some of them also complain about not being able to see far places. They are only able to read things, but they can't see very far. So we have an optometrist. So we refer them to the optometrist in this project right now. So they go for a review and then they'll be given the adequate medicated.
Malaria is more rampant amongst the parameters we can analyze here. And actually, I believe from the nets we give to them and the advice given to them, they should be able to take care of themselves so that they won't be faced with such ailments.
The elderly, they are predisposed to a type of diabetes because of their old age. You get, their insulin production is reduced, so they attempt to have diabetes, understand? But it's not, from the result we are getting, it's not really bad, because I tell you the truth, these elderly, especially in the rural area, they are living a natural life. You get, most of them actually eat their food in a natural form. Now we discover that yes, though they have need for medical attention, but at the same time, most of them are still strong at their old age.
However, others speak on their experience, challenges, and motivating factors.
The motivation is the fact that when you look largely in our society, you find out that generally our people are known to take care of their aged parents, the older ones in our society. But also when you look generally, you find out that sometimes people who don't have people to take care of them, people who don't have children, or people who don't have the financial means to take care of them, will definitely be unable to take care of themselves. That is one. And secondly, when you look at the fact that when people are aging, there are certain conditions or certain diseases that they usually have. And most of these conditions are conditions that are said to be chronic, so which means they've been there for a very long time. And what it means is that if somebody is getting old and this person is having some of these kind of conditions, it usually eats deep into their pocket. So eventually some of them might start treatments, and because of the fact that they are unable to continue with the financial burden of having these treatments, they stop. So what this means is that it increases the burden to the society, and at the end of the day, by the time they present to hospitals, they must have had certain complications, and so we do not want such situations to arise.
For my parents, both of my parents are elderly, and when Amara told me about it, I've always had a heart for the elderly. So knowing the care that my parents needed, of course I lost my dad about 2 years ago to diabetes, and I know with far better care given to the elderly, and then like she gave up the idea of geriatric clinics, seeing those two things, both for the outreach and then the far-reaching effect of the geriatric clinic, I've always had a heart for it, so I was motivated by it. And I told her anytime she has anything about the elderly, she can count me in. They are the heads of our society, and they deserve our respect and our care. They labored in their youth to take care of us. Now that they are on the elderly side, we must also give them our care. So I believe that the medical care, to the best that we can give, that we can afford, we have to make available to them. So this outreach, my heart goes out to it.
I'm doing this for God, for Christ, and personally I like participating in missions like this, because in such a program like this, most people's life are touched. Most people's life are touched. So I'm always happy being part of the team that transforms people's life.
This is actually a call to humanity, to serve humanity. And it's a privilege. When Amara met me, who had got this vision of putting this kind of outreach together for the geriatrics, I was quite pleased, because it's a passion I've always had to contribute positively to humanity. So it's a privilege to be part of this, to be able to help the elderly, to be part of this project. And for me, I see this as a stepping stone, because this is going to continue, and we're going to continue to make more impact in more communities among the elderly.
They don't think of eating a good food. Rather, they buy the food stuff and sell it to the market rather than eating them in order to boost their nutrients. So, and again, they find it really difficult, more especially men, to go to hospital. If you look at this place, there's gender issue. Men are more than women here. Okay? because it's something that is made free of charge and everybody comes to receive. But if it comes in terms of going to the hospital to receive care, you will not see men. It's only women that go to clinics.
The times we are in are not very easy times, especially in this country, Nigeria. So most people would rather go on self-medication, they would rather go on management, some even ignore it or live in denial until it gets very, very bad. You know, it really gets out of hand, and at that point they begin to look for an emergency treatment. So, but be it as it may, I feel that if they have funds and they are well taken care of, pensions are paid, you know, regularly. Most of them are pensioners, and if the pensions are not coming regularly, they won't be able to take care of them. But if they are paid regularly to them, they can at least use a part of it to take care of themselves, take care of their health, and they'll be healthier and happier.
It's just my passion for the elderlies. As an optometrist, I meet so many of them. And when I see them, I have that compassion for them. Therefore, when I saw this mission, I volunteered to be part of it so that I can render my service to them, because I know they will definitely benefit.
I've always had a passion to take care of the elderly, you know, they are getting old, some of them without anybody to take care of them. So like their fathers, it's just as if I'm taking care of my own parents. That's the passion, the mission, and like, you know, is one of the, whatever the Lord, our Lord Jesus Christ left to us to take care of our neighbors. So these are neighbors, our fathers. Taking care of them actually is one of my, I would say, is my passion.
Motivation, you know, helping out the old people. Like, I really was happy when I heard from Amara that she was organizing such a thing, you know, reaching out to people. These are people you don't get to reach out to all the time, you know, so it's really good thing for me, joining the team and all of that, and I'm really, really motivated, like for real. Looking at them, talking to them, you know, helping them, and it's fun.
I saw that there are people that are ignorant of this eye problem. So with this team today, they've helped a lot of people by giving them the chance to receive eye medical services freely. So what we are here doing now is for them to read this thing and know the level they can see, so that they can see the doctor and they prescribe the drugs for them. So I'm very happy for this team today because they've helped a lot of people who have no money or financial support for this program.
What really inspired me to join this mission is the passion to help the elderly, because I observed that the elderly ones, they suffer a lot. One, they don't, due to the economic meltdown or what the economic situation we are facing in the country, most of their siblings are not where to do enough to really take care of them the way they should, especially their health needs. So the passion to help the elderly motivated me to join this mission.
Speaking on her motivation, the convener of the project, Amara Francis Chizoba, pointed out that the aged population is one area where people are not ready to venture into.
2 months ago, I was in the US. I was in Washington for a global conference. And so the global health practitioners and specialists, we're talking about how the elderlies are increasing, the population of the elderly persons are increasing in Africa, whereas no plan is in place for them. So that was one of the questions I asked to the global health coordinator. It's actually Consortium of Universities for Global Health. So I asked him that question, what is happening about the care for the elderly person? He said people are not interested in that section. Yeah. People are not interested. Actually, I had to talk with somebody, and he said, and she said, that those people have low life expectancy. So I mean, so if they have low life expectancy, we can actually let them to die. These are people that have served the nation when they had all the strength, like you and I. So by the time we are retiring into the population that they call non-productive population, and there's nothing to fall back to. That's very unfortunate. So this is beyond Nigeria. So when they said, can you get us strategies on how to provide services for the elderly? So these are actually the first process of their strategy.
Just like the Holy Book stated, the only commandment with a blessing is to respect and care for our parents. It is against this backdrop that the project seeks to raise awareness on the challenges faced by the vulnerable group. Therefore, get involved today and make a difference.